So we're going to learn how to solve quadratics by graphing. So you've probably already done this in previous math courses, but just in case. And we are going to add something new called Desmos, because I just want you to be familiar with a Desmos calculator. It's really easy to use. You can use it at home, and it's actually so much easier than the TI-84. Okay, so my learning target is I can solve quadratics by graphing. Okay, so stuff we need to talk about. So the solutions to a quadratic equation are the points at which the function intersects the x-axis, not the y-axis, the x one. So anytime we talk about solutions, we can always call them roots. If you see like a question that says, what are the roots of the quadratic? It's talking about where did they hit the x-axis. Also, if you see something called zeros, if it asks, oh, that's a weird S. If it asks to define the zeros, you're talking about the same thing. And then sometimes they'll just say x-intercepts. You're kind of less likely to see x-intercepts because that's kind of math 1. So you're more likely to see what are the solutions or what are the zeros. Sometimes you see roots, not often. Okay, there's 3 things that can happen when you're talking about solutions. So you could have a quadratic like this, and it hits the x-axis 2 times, so you'd have 2 solutions. The next thing that could happen is you could hit the x-axis only 1 time, and you would have 1 solution. You could also graph it, and it wouldn't hit the x-axis at all. You would not say no solutions, you'll say no real solutions, because there actually are 2 solutions, and they'll be imaginary, which we'll talk about in a later unit. We'll talk about this unit in a later lesson. Okay, so these are the 3 things that can happen when you're solving by graphing, because your graphing calculator cannot graph an imaginary plane. There are calculators that do, but you're not allowed to use them on the exam. Sorry. Okay, so last year you probably learned how to do this on the TI-84 calculator. If you need a refresher, then follow that link that I just put a box around. But what I want you to also know how to do is to find them in Desmos. So if you have not used a Desmos calculator before, it's really easy. You just go to desmos.com. Pretty sure it's /calculator. If I'm wrong, just Google Desmos calculator. Alright, I want you to watch this YouTube video because it's so easy. All you have to do is click on the little points. Okay, so watch, you can watch both of them if you need a refresher on TI-84, but definitely watch the Desmos calculator one. Okay, so hopefully after watching that video, you're good now. So you can choose whatever way you want to do it. You're either going to use the Desmos calculator or you're going to use the TI-84. I'm going to use Desmos because it's so much easier and I'm kind of lazy. So, example, we're going to find the solution or solutions by graphing. So number 1, if you'll go ahead and either put that in your calculator, your TI-84 calculator, or if you put it on your Desmos calculator. So I did Desmos and I took a screenshot of it. And then all you have to do is click on these little dots down here, and it tells you. So it hits the x-axis at -3, 0, so x equals -3. And it also hits the x-axis at 1, 0, so x equals 1. So you have 2 answers because it hit the x-axis twice. It hit the x-axis at -3 and 1, so your answers are x equals -3 and x equals 1. Okay? So we're going to do the same thing with this one. We're going to find the solution or the solutions by graphing. So go ahead and put that in whatever calculator you're using. Okay. And I already did this in Desmos and I took a screenshot. So this one, if you'll notice, it hits the x-axis only 1 time, so you have 1 solution. It hits it at the point -5, 0, so that means x equals -5. These are super easy. Number 3, go ahead and put that in your calculator. Oh, clicked on the wrong button, sorry. Alright, so this one, once again, hits the x-axis twice. So you're going to have two answers. It hits at 2, 0, so x equals 2. And it also hits at 4, 0, so x equals 4 is also an answer. Alright, and then we're going to do one more. You go ahead and type this one into your calculator. Alright, so if you'll notice, this one doesn't hit the x-axis at all. And so we're not going to say no solution, because there are two solutions, but we're just going to say no real solutions. So unfortunately, you can no longer have no solutions when you're talking about quadratics. You're either going to have two real solutions, one real solution, or for the time being, we're going to say no real solutions until we learn how to find those other imaginary solutions. Okay, so hopefully you found this helpful. So I'm pretty sure there's something to do on Haiku. I can't remember if it's problems or a discussion post. But, so go on Haiku, do your assignment. If you have questions, let me know, and you can always help each other. Okay, bye.